G'day guys, Peter here from Oz Commercial Sewing Machines. This video is going to be on how to set up and use the start tack, the end tack, the stitch length and the speed of the machine. So let's start with the back tack or the start tack. Okay, so the end tack is basically the same. We're going to set one of them up and then show you what they do. So the start tack is the one with AB written on it. Now that's what they look like when they're switched off. Okay, you'll see they're darked out with a red square with a little circle with a line through it. So to start with, we have a B line, which means, okay, so we have to start a little bit in because that's only going to do 3 stitches backwards, okay, and then it'll start the seam like this. Okay, so you can see we went backwards for 3 stitches and then we started sewing the seam. I'll finish that off, which is just a trim, and we also have the condensed stitch on. Okay, so I'll turn that off. Okay, so if we then go to the standard back tack, which is 3 stitches backwards, 3 stitches forwards, 3 stitches backwards, and then we start the seam. So this determines how many stitches forward, how many stitches backward on the start tack. The C and the D determines how many stitches backwards and how many stitches forwards on the end tack. So if I put that in the same position, you'll see what we're going to end up with. Okay, so you can see there what we did was 3 stitches forward, 3 stitches backwards, and then sewed the seam, and then 3 stitches backwards, 3 stitches forward. Now the other option that we have with these is called the W start tack and the W end tack. So what it's going to do is it's going to go 3 stitches forward, 3 stitches back, 3 stitches forward, 3 stitches back, and then we're going to start the seam. And the same is going to be at the end. We're going to do 3 stitches back, 3 stitches forward, 3 stitches back, 3 stitches forward, and then it'll finish. Okay, so I'll show you what that looks like. Okay, so what we did there is we layered the thread, 3 forward, 3 back, 3 forward, 3 back, sewed the seam, and at the end we got 3 back, 3 forward, 3 back, 3 forward, and then the cut. You can see that on the bottom there at the end. Now, also, depending on how many stitches you want on your tacks, you can adjust each one individually. So we'll unlock it. On this machine, it's got a timed lockout. It's a safety feature so that you can't touch anything unless you unlock the screen. That's this little button down here. So we'll unlock that. Now, we can, for instance, go 2 forward. We can leave that at 3 back. We can change that to a 2. And then we got 2 forward, 3 back, 2 back, 3 forward. Okay, so you can see what we did there. So we got the 3 forward, or the 2 forward, 3 back. So there's one layer there that's got one less thread on it. And we did the same at this end. Okay. Or you can just make it 2 and 2. So okay, so you'll see the tack there is only 2, and the end is only 2. Okay. Makes a little bit more sense when there's less stitches, so you can see it better. Okay, you can see that both in that shot there. 2 there and 2 at the end. Okay, the next feature that we're going to look at is the stitch length. Okay, now to change the stitch length, we're just going to touch this button, okay, and we use these plus and minus buttons to raise and lower. Now this one has a maximum length of 5. Okay, it has a minimum length of 0, so that it's just going to go bouncing up and down. Now that is a handy feature if you are going to do free motion work. Change the foot out. You could put a ruler foot on this machine and just do free motion work on that with the height set right on the ruler foot. So I had this one set to 2.2. We can go back down to a 2. Okay. We can even go down, I mean, this is fairly small. We can do a 0.8. We can go further to a 0.5 millimeter. Okay, now you can see those lengths also in there in that little sample. Okay, so we'll take this up to, most people that I know use between 2.2 and 2.5, so we'll leave it at a 2.2. Okay, now we're just going to adjust the speed of the machine. That's done by this little button here. It says 4000 with a picture of the machine and a arrow with a circle. So we touch that and you'll see the line is now under that. Now the maximum speed with this machine is 4000, but if you bring the machine speed right down, 100 stitches a minute is the minimum speed for this machine. Okay, so basically you can plant your foot now and that's as fast as the machine is going to go. My foot is flat to the pedal, flat to the floor, but that's as fast as you're going. So this sets how fast you want your maximum speed to be going. So if we then increase this like to 400, that's as fast as you're going to go. So I mean, your fastest of the domestic machines is usually around the 1200, okay? That's how fast 1200 stitches is on in the industrial. I generally like to leave them fairly fast. It doesn't really matter, but they are fully controllable depending on how far you put your foot down. Okay, that's just touching the pedal and we're done. Hope that helps. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.